Alright guys, it's time for another trip report. Today is Tuesday, August 17th, 2021, around 6:45 a.m. And we are going to be flying Alaska Airlines today from Boston to Seattle on a Boeing 737-900. This trip report is actually part of a series that will consist of multiple trip report videos plus a side experience video about an airline in Seattle and other videos from this trip. So I am all packed and ready to go, and my uncle is going to drive us to the Nantasket Junction MBTA Commuter Rail Station, where we are going to take the commuter rail to the Silver Line 1 bus at South Station that'll take us to Logan Airport. I can't wait to share this trip with you all. Our trip starts at the Nantasket Junction MBTA station. We are going to take an MBTA commuter rail train into South Station, where we will then transfer to the Silver Line to Logan Airport. I think this is a much more comfortable way to get into Logan rather than sitting in traffic or taking the Logan Express. We can board here. Now it makes sense that it's that slanted.
Wedge, yeah.
A wedge.
What's my initials again?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Clearance or?
I'm gonna have to put music over this.
Oops.
Okay. It's alright.
The Silver Line is a unique system. It is part of the MBTA's bus system, and it appears on the MBTA subway map. Parts of the Silver Line, including the airport route, run in a tunnel beneath Boston's Seaport District, and it makes a couple stops in the Seaport District before going above ground on public streets and making its way to Logan Airport. And the Silver Line 1 stops at all Logan terminals. It's a very convenient way to get to Logan. Other parts of the Silver Line run entirely on public streets and have no difference from the rest of the MBTA's bus routes.
Face coverings are required on MBTA vehicles and in stations.
Here's World Trade Center.
There goes the Silver Line. Alright, here we go in. Got off at Terminal A because it was the first stop here. Here's the Delta baggage claim. Terminal A is my favorite terminal here. Here's the Terminal A ticketing hall. There's an Air Canada CRJ 200 right there. There's Terminal B right there. There's the same Silver Line bus we just got off. You can see construction is coming along great on the Terminal B to C connector. There's the Alaska ticket counter, but we won't be checking any bags today. There's gate B29 right there, which is a United gate. There's some United planes out there. here's our gate right here. Before my flight boarded, I decided to take a walk around Terminal B and show you guys the different sections of it. The section we are in now is the Spirit Airlines section. In the very near future, this will be connected to Terminal C within security, which will be very convenient and will open up the airport a lot more. This section is the United Gates, which opened in 2014. This is a very big and beautiful space, and there's an elevator to a United Club. And Boutique Air also has a gate here. Boston Logan is an airport that has changed a lot over the years. And more sections of the airport have become accessible to each other within security. One thing that certainly makes Boston Logan unique is its location. The airport is located in East Boston, which is a fully developed neighborhood. And it is right on the water, which makes for some very scenic takeoffs and landings on a clear day. The day I was flying was a clear day. However, visibility can be pretty low in conditions like fog or snow. Further down the concourse, you meet up with the American Airlines gates. Here is an American Embraer 175 at gate B19 pushing back for New York LaGuardia. Another very unique thing about Boston Logan Airport is its very, very close distance to downtown Boston. That is the Boston skyline I am zooming in on. And it is incredible how close the airport is to downtown. There goes the American Embraer 175. Anyways, the section we are in now is the other wing where American Airlines flights go out of. Before US Airways merged with American, this is where their operations were at Boston Logan. I really like this interactive map. It is very cool. American flew out of the wing we are flying out of before US Airways merged with them. This hallway goes to the Air Canada gates. This was connected with the rest of Terminal B in 2019. This hallway shows the history of Boston sports teams. At the end of the hall is gates B1 to B3. If you notice, there's a lot of red theming in this terminal. That's because each terminal at Logan has a different color that is used all throughout the terminal. Terminal B's is red. I think the color theming is used a little too much at Logan Airport, and because it's used too much, I think it makes the terminal look a little ugly.
Okay, he's mine.
Thank you.
Here we go. Off to Seattle. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. On the Alaska 737-900, there are 16 first-class seats in the front of the plane. There are 24 premium economy seats, and there are 138 economy seats. I am seated in seat 9F, which is in premium economy. The width of the seat is 17 inches, even though I didn't show it, and the pitch is 35 inches. You have your basic airline tray table with 2 cup holders, and there is a power outlet at every seat, which is very useful for a flight this length. There is no seatback in-flight entertainment, but there is in-flight entertainment on this flight. I'll get into it as soon as we're airborne.
If needed, an oxygen mask will drop from the panel above. If wearing a personal mask, remove the mask from your face. Stay seated and pull down on the oxygen mask to start the flow of oxygen. Place the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth and secure the mask with the elastic band. Gently pulling on the end. The bag will not inflate, however, oxygen will be flowing. Put your mask in or tent. You must wear a mask at all times throughout the flight. Again, refusing to wear a mask is a violation of federal law and will result in penalties under federal law. Smoking, vaping, using chewing tobacco, consuming or alcohol are still prohibited, as are tampering with, disabling, or destroying laboratory smoke detectors. Your safety and well-being are important to us, so please report anyone unwelcome behavior to a crew member. And for security reasons, again, that flight deck door is up here in the front. No line may form at the forward lavatory. Please use the lavatory in the cabin in which you are seated. Help us get ready for takeoff by making sure that your seatbelt is fastened, your seat back and straight table are up. All bags and larger items, including laptops, are completely under the seat in front of you. Following the wristlet should be unplugged from seat power and airplane mode and held or secured. We hope you enjoy our 5-hour, 23-minute flight to Seattle.
Here we go.
takeoff.
on takeoff roll.
So we just passed the house. We stop landing. Everyone takes the seatbelt fasten. Really, turn right to carefully landed and seatbelt is available. There are over 700 movies and shows, including Wi-Fi at alaskawifi.com. Just remember that headphones are required. For everyone's safety, please keep your nose and mouth covered during this flight. Please avoid congregating in aisles, galleys, or near lavatories. We'll be out shortly with our beverage serve, featuring a selection of non-alcoholic beverages as well as cocktails, cocktails, and wine. Our beverage selections can be found in the flight guide. We request that you keep your mask on while we're at your row. If you pre-order the food items, we'll deliver to you shortly. Pre-ordering food is available for your next flight via the Alaska app or website. Remember again, if you took a snow, please put that mask back on. Next time we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Alaska hospitality.
That's Manchester Regional Airport down there. This is probably the first time you guys are seeing this, but I have this app on my phone that records ground speed. I mainly use it when I'm on trains. I used the app on this flight to record our ground speed, and what came up were speeds that the app probably wasn't meant to be used for. Since we're at cruising altitude, I want to bring attention to the in-flight services. Right when I finished my lunch, the flight attendants came around with water and a bag of Chex Mix. I also want to bring attention to the in-flight entertainment. There are no in-flight entertainment screens on the seat backs. Before COVID, what the flight attendants did on flights this length were they gave out iPads that had the in-flight entertainment on it. I don't think they do that during COVID. The only way to get IFE on this flight was to use your personal device. There is Wi-Fi on board this flight, but it costs $7 for 1 hour and $20 for the entire flight. I didn't even bother to pay to use the Wi-Fi, so I just didn't use it at all. But who needs Wi-Fi and in-flight entertainment when you have views like this? However, I did use the map feature on this flight a lot. I always like having these because it makes it easier for me to know where the flight is. Down there. There's Billy Bishop Airport right there.
Alright guys, I just want to give a brief tour of this laboratory.
like I always do on any flight. It's your basic airplane style bathroom. Gotta keep this brief because there are other people outside and there are 2 flight attendants right outside this bathroom too. So here's your sink. Here's your trash can. And your changing table. Here's stuff.
Everyone, please double check the security of your seatbelt.
Since there's not much to see out the window, let's take a look at what's in the seat back pocket. In the seat back pocket, Alaska has their beverage and snack menu and an advertisement for their Instagram, which I follow. And there's also an advertisement for their mileage plan. Alaska is part of the One World Alliance group, which means that if you are an Alaska mileage member, I think you can also get points for other airlines in the One World Alliance group, such as American. There's also a safety instructions card, which explains the safety features of the Boeing 737-900 aircraft. The flight attendants came around with another beverage service. I got another water. We are now flying over Montana. If it were clear, you would be able to see mountains, but there's a cloud cover today. Not only that, but there is also smoke from wildfires. You could sort of see mountains here, but because of clouds and wildfire smoke, you can't see them very well. Now, I was so worried that wildfires would affect this trip. Now, I was actually supposed to take this trip in the summer of 2020, But because of COVID and travel restrictions, we decided not to go. And we decided to take this trip in the summer of 2021 instead. And in the end, the wildfires didn't affect the trip at all. We are getting very close to Seattle. This has been a very fun flight on Alaska Airlines. But the best part of the flight hasn't happened yet. I got up and used the bathroom one more time before we started our descent. When I got out of the bathroom, one of the flight attendants, Samantha, gave me a fruit platter. Now, on Alaska, they usually only serve these meals if you request them pre-flight. Samantha gave me one because I was one of her favorite passengers. This is by far the best way to end a great flight. This is why I love Alaska Airlines so much. The crew is so supportive. All the flight attendants were very supportive of my filming. If I had a list ranking all of the airlines in the United States, Alaska would definitely be number 1 on that list.
It's been our pleasure having you on board. We do hope you'll come back and fly with us again. A special thank you to our mileage plan members. If you are not in our award-winning mileage plan and program and you'd like to start earning some free and discounted travel, we have a fantastic offer. It's the most generous offer we've ever had in our history. Right now you can earn up to 67,000 bonus miles and get our famous companion fare after you make a qualifying purchase. That is an extra 2,000 bonus miles only available when you apply on board through your crew members today. 67 is enough for a round-trip ticket good anywhere we fly, in addition to international travel with any of our travel partners. That yearly companion fare lets you take your favorite travel buddy on a trip for just $99 plus tax each and every year to any destination we serve. No blackout dates, good every day of the year. You can use it anywhere Alaska flies. Hawaii, New York, Boston, our newest destination, Belize, starting in November. It is a great way to save yourself hundreds of dollars on travel each year. Plus, you get a free check bag for you and your companion and the opportunity to earn Alaska miles on everyday purchases. We do have the number one rated travel card in the industry for best rewards. There's never been a better time to sign up if you're in.
We've begun our final descent. our final descent, but we are descending. ground. I always get really excited when I'm landing in the new places for the first time. Yep, this is my first time in Seattle. There's Puget Sound. Looks like we're coming in from the north. be my first time in the state of Washington and in the Seattle area. First thing I'm noticing is a lot of pine trees. This was our flight path. According to FlightAware, almost every flight that flies this route takes this flight path. We arrived into Seattle about an hour early. I don't know why the flight was running so early, but that is not a bad thing at all. It gave me more time to explore the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport.
Welcome to Seattle with our hour early arrival of 1:33 p.m. Please mind that time difference. Keep your seatbelt on. Our pilots will turn the seatbelt sign off when it's safe to get up. Please leave their things where they are until we reach the gate. And if your phone is close, you can take it out of airplane mode. For their baggage service guarantee, your bags will be a baggage claim within 20 minutes for arrival at the gate.
There's Concourse S. Here's Concourse B. There's some Alaska turboprops. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to ride on them. Here's some more turboprops. There's our gate right there. N10. like with any airport I've seen on the internet, feels weird being here in person. There's Concourse D. There's another Boeing 737-900. Bye, thank you.
Your trip.
I will. Well, we're here in Seattle. Here's Concourse N. We are going to take the People Mover train to Concourse D. I love riding these things.
Train arriving. Please stand clear of the doors. Board here for D and C gate, transfer to all other gates, baggage claim, and ground transportation. Doors closing. Please stand clear.
Why do they have that thing on there?
Please hold on.
walk to D from here.
Exit for Seagate. Remain on board for
No,
D
I'll
and
do
E,
this walk
baggage
later.
claim, and ground transportation. Doors closing. Please stand clear. Please hold on.
D gates this way. The exit to baggage claim is at the other end of the platform, but I want to explore the airport a little bit. There's the security checkpoint. I spent quite a while exploring Seattle-Tacoma International Airport after I got off my flight. I didn't film the whole thing because I didn't want to bore you guys with airport footage. And in my previous trip report from Providence to Baltimore, I think that was a big turnoff to a lot of people. My first stop was Concourse C. If you saw from the plane when we were taxiing, I pointed out the turboprop planes parked at Concourse C that are operated by Horizon. I went to get a closer look at them. At the end of Concourse C, I saw a flight going to Ketchikan, Alaska. This is a very special flight for aviation enthusiasts because this is the Alaska Milk Run. I then took the train back to Concourse D, where I went to the section where the bus gates are. Bus gates are used here at SeaTac when there are no jet bridges available. This is footage of the South Satellite Concourse. This is where international flights and a lot of domestic flights are handled. Delta mostly uses gates over here, but a lot of international carriers and some other domestic carriers use these gates. There are plans to remodel this concourse within the next few years. I am now in Concourse B. This is where Delta and a lot of other domestic carriers fly into. I took the train over here from the South Satellite Concourse. The South train goes in a loop, just like the North train. But the Concourse B stop on the South train is only open during the daytime hours. I then went and filmed the video of all the trains at this airport, which I already uploaded to my channel. And then I walked down Concourse A, which is the footage you see now. Delta, United, and Air Canada fly out this concourse. This concourse also handles some international flights as well. This airport just opened a brand new international arrivals facility. There was a walkway that was constructed over the ramp that goes from the South Satellite Concourse to the main terminal. That walkway brings international arriving passengers from the South Satellite Concourse to the customs facility in the main terminal. Before the walkway was constructed, international arriving passengers had to take the front car of the South train to the customs facility. And the front car of that train was and still is reserved for international arriving passengers only. I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 cars on the South train reopened to all passengers in the near future. I then exited security. Before heading on the Link Light Rail into downtown Seattle, I want to give you guys a quick look at the ticketing and baggage claim area. At the south end of the terminal is the ticket counters for all of the international carriers. And then you reach Delta's ticket counters. Delta has quite a big hub here in Seattle, so there are a lot of ticket counters for Delta. The other airline that has a large hub here in Seattle is Alaska. Their ticket counters are at the north end of the terminal. Alaska has its largest hub here in Seattle. I was going to film one of the parking garage elevators, but I felt a little too tired after a 5-hour flight and exploring SeaTac for nearly 3 hours. And yes, that is how long I spent exploring the airport after my flight landed. We are now in the Alaska baggage claim area. I didn't check any bags, so I didn't need to stop here. Everyone else from my flight who had Seattle as a destination had probably already left the airport. Delta also has many claim belts too, and the baggage claims for the other airlines are in between the Alaska and Delta baggage claims. I met up with my family in the International Arrivals Hall because that was our meeting place after I was done exploring the airport. They went off and did their own thing at the airport after our flight got in. We are now walking to the SeaTac Airport Link Light Rail Station. Link Light Rail is run by Sound Transit, which is Seattle's rapid transit system. Depending on what airline you fly, Link Light Rail is a pretty long walk from the airport terminal. As a matter of fact, Alaska is actually the closest to the Link Light Rail Station, but since I met my family in the International Arrivals Hall, it is actually the longest possible walk to the Link Light Rail Station. Now, I have a confession I'd like to make, and this is actually a very good thing. On the Link Light Rail train, you are going to hear the announcement equipment say the train terminates at University of Washington. This video was filmed back in August, and as of October 2021, 3 new Link Light rail stations have opened on the north end of the line. So if you take the Link Light rail from SeaTac into downtown Seattle after the production of this video, you will hear the announcement equipment say trains will terminate at Northgate. And there are many plans to make more changes to the Link Light rail in the future. We are taking the Link Light rail to Westlake Station, which is right in the middle of downtown Seattle. It is about a 40-minute ride from SeaTac Airport Station to Westlake. SeaTac Airport is currently the second to last station on the south end of the line.
Light rail, Westlake Station.
Please stand behind the yellow line until the train stops. Holding doors delays trains for all riders.
Whoa, this train is cool.
This is the train to University of Washington Station.
I think I'm gonna sit here. I think we can also go to the street. Yep. How's that ThyssenKrupp beat?
Beautiful elevator, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys, I dropped my phone number. And still didn't get mine. Sorry.
Uh-oh. How about that almost tapped? On the top.
Now, I'll be filming these later.
37.
There's two taps.
Yep. So what's our
37 right here.
3738?
Wow.
Alright guys, we finally made it to our hotel. We are here at the Westin in Seattle in room 3738. This was a very fun trip, and I really enjoyed it. Now, this trip report is actually part of a series, if I hadn't mentioned that before. Tomorrow, I'm going to be filming an experience video about Kenmore Air, which is a seaplane airline in Seattle. And today is Tuesday. We leave Seattle on Friday. And we are also going to Chicago on this trip. But we are not flying to Chicago. You'll have to stay tuned and see how we are getting from Seattle to Chicago. It is a lifetime dream of mine, the way we are getting to Chicago from Seattle. So that concludes this trip report. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to see more videos. That will be it for this trip report. Thank you so much for watching.